Kingdom of heaven is like. Kingdom of heaven is like. Verse 34, which isn't in our gospel reading today, but verse 34 says that Jesus told the crowd all these things in parables. Without a parable, he told them nothing. Words, images, metaphors, the power of language was holy to Jesus. It was sanctified. He used words with creative purpose because words are powerful. Words are a gift from God. Words evoke experience and thus a new reality. The kingdom of heaven is like. An American poet put it this way: tell all the truth, but tell it slant. Success in circuit lies. Too bright for our infirm delight, the truth superb surprise. As lightning to the children eased with explanation kind, the truth must dazzle gradually, or every man be blind. Jesus told the crowd all these things in parables because there was no other way. Any other way of talking about the kingdom of heaven would not actually lead anyone into the kingdom of heaven, because the kingdom of heaven is not a point in a 3-point sermon, or a period at the end of a sentence, or a place at the end of one's life. The kingdom of heaven is like mustard seed. It's a shrubby native weed. It's like yeast, which in biblical terms is unclean, something you would not want in your home. Something on the holy days, you open up all the cupboards and you sweep everything out just to make sure there's no yeast, no leaven there. On the other hand, it's like a pearl that a merchant sold everything in order that he could buy it. It's like a treasure hidden for ages in a field, just a regular field with lettuce growing on top. You know, somebody, maybe a ditch digger, is digging around, maybe looking for ground squirrel tunnels, and comes upon it. Doesn't tell anyone, covers it up. Goes and sells everything he's got. Everything he has, he goes and sells it so that he can buy that field. Kingdom of heaven is like a ubiquitous weed. It's like something unclean that makes everything else unclean. It's like a priceless pearl. It's like a treasure hidden in a dirt field. It's like a smelly, heavy fisherman's net. It's like the good and the bad all thrown together and then sorted out. The healthy good from that which is harmful and hurtful. The kingdom of heaven is like. Words. I listen to the Writer's Almanac that comes on every morning at 9 a.m. So I know that this past Friday was the birthday of the priest-poet Gerard Manley Hopkins. He's the poet that wrote, "The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out like shining from shook foil." Isn't that gorgeous? The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out like shining from shook foil. He also wrote this: "Glory be to God for dappled things, for skies of couple color like a brindled cow, for rose moles all in stipple upon trout that swim. Fresh fire coal, chestnut falls, finches' wings. Landscape plotted and pieced, fold and fallow and plow, and all trades, their gear, their tackle, their trim. All things counter, all things original, all things spare, strange, whatever is fickle, feckled, freckled, who knows how, was swift, slow, sweet, Hopkins was born in England in 1844. He was the oldest of 9 children. His family was high Anglican. They loved the arts, and they put on plays as a family, as a whole family. They put on plays. You know, as a big family, you could put on quite a play. He wrote poetry. He was a star student. But that poetry and the art that he so excelled at and that was natural to his family, it also led him to a mystical encounter with Christ in the sacraments, such that the real presence of Christ became his priceless pearl, and the Roman Catholic Church, its guardian. So Gerard gave up everything. He gave up his family, who became estranged from him after his conversion, his poetry, which he burned, his career in the classics. He was a star classics scholar at Oxford. He gave up everything in order to become Catholic and then become a Jesuit. But lo and behold, the kingdom was in him, like a mustard seed, like a bit of yeast, like a hidden pearl. And 7 years after he burned all those poems, the kingdom burst forth even more fully formed, and all the poems that we have from him now comes from after all of that. The genius of his way with words went unrecognized. It was too strange. It was too different. Very few of his poems were ever published during his lifetime. It was a friend, it was another poet who found the treasure of Hopkins' poems and dug them out of his journals where they languished and published them, giving the world more light, more beauty, more glimpses of the kingdom of heaven. Jesus told the crowds nothing that wasn't in parables. Words were sanctified, holy to him. He used them with creative purpose because they are powerful, because they are a gift from God. His words evoke experience and thus a new reality. And we live in a time now in which language is changing at a rapid pace. Google is now a verb, right? Who doesn't Google? Used thousands of times a day. I did not go to my bookshelf in order to dig out all those poems that I just told you about. I Googled poems. But do you know, and I Googled this, that Google as a verb only arrived about 15 years ago? Isn't that, I mean, think about the change. That's amazing. 15 years ago, only 15 years ago. Language is not only changing at a rapid pace, it is under assault. After this past week's interview with the new White House press secretary, newsrooms are now debating whether to continue using asterisks for profane words. Because vulgarity is not just being used for step-toe, but for describing policy at the highest levels. We're being rapidly drawn forward into a landscape and a territory for which there are very few rules. And yet, the church is called to a ministry of language. We are people of the word. We treasure language because we know its power to evoke the reality that it describes. When I raise the host to say, Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us, this is a parable. It is a potent parable that doesn't just describe Christ as our Passover, it evokes the power of that Passover in our own lives, in our own bodies. We become that which we take in. We become the body and blood of Christ, becoming Christ's hands and feet. And so we have a peculiar charge, and that is to guard the sanctity of language, to remember that the word is powerful, and that which has spoken has the power to create reality. It is the gospel truth that God said, let there be light, and there was light. The power of the Word is right here in the opening sentence of Holy Scripture. And the incarnation in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Our scriptures arise out of poetic language, and Jesus used poetry and metaphor and parable and story not to just describe the kingdom of heaven, but to bring it into being so that the crowds experienced something of its nature. It's weedy, unclean, priceless power right there among us, growing within them, taking over their previous assumptions about how the world works, and who has power, and who doesn't, and where God is in all of this. Just as the cross of Christ is revolutionary in its power not to just describe the triumph of love over hate, but to be the triumph of love over hate. Just so the parables of Christ are revolutionary in their power, not just to represent the kingdom of heaven, but to evoke the experience of the kingdom. And that experience, my friends, that experience is initial, disarray, initial dismay. How can something like a weed, like a common weed that you don't want growing in your field, how can that be like the glorious kingdom of the Lord of the universe? How can something unclean like yeast, something which you sweep out of all of your corners, out of all your cupboards on the high holy days, how can something that you try to get rid of, how can this be like the reign of God? And what exactly is this priceless pearl for which you will give everything you have? Your house, your cars, your nice clothing, your great shoes you just bought. And of what good is it really? Really good. These parables have provided food for the mind to ponder for several thousands of years. And like Zen koans, there's no one answer, no one point. They're meant to sit in you until they explode. And your world changes. And you see that truly, the world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out like shining from ship foil. And all things will praise Him. All things counter, original, spare, and strange. All people, from the ditch digger to the press secretary, will finally and fully bow down before the throne of God. And all things will proclaim Jesus. All beings will proclaim Jesus, who is the crucified innocent victim, as indeed the Lord of all. Praise be to Him who is